Good morning, I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and today we're going to be making a keto a keto chicken pot pie. Good grief, I don't know where my brain is this morning. But anyway, in this we're putting carrots and onions and celery and green beans. And if you just want it low carb, you can put butter beans, you can put, or if you just want a regular chicken pot pie, you can put corn. You can put anything, mixed vegetables, potatoes, whatever you want to put in yours, but I'm trying to make this low carb today. So I've got green beans, celery, onions, carrots, and then I'm going to put chicken and cream cheese and chicken stock. So I'm going to show you, I've got most of it cut up. Everybody knows how to cut up a carrot or an onion. And I know most of you know how to cut a stalk of celery. So what you do is I've already cut the butt end off. So you just cut the little end off and you get your knife and you go right up under here and you string your celery. If you don't, you're going to have stringy celery in your food. So you just take your knife, you go right up underneath it right there, and you string it. Now, most of you know how to do this, but some of you may not know. So that's the reason, okay? I'm showing you this morning. So we'll do a little bit more. And you get as many of those strings. Now, I think you can just keep stringing and keep stringing, but these, the ones that you get like that, are the ones that are going to be stringy in your food. So, then I cut it in half, like that, and then I just take my knife, and I chop it up. And I've got 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of olive oil in my pan here heating up, and I'm fixing to turn it up to medium-high because I'm going to saute these vegetables. So you take your knife, you cut that little butt in. Now I always buy the hearts. Well, I don't think they're called heart celery. They're just the sticks. It's not the whole thing of celery. You can get the really long ones. I always buy the ones that they've kind of trimmed up a little bit. So you take your knife. Can you see that, honey? Mm-hmm. Okay, you go under there and you string your celery. Just like this. I love celery, but I sure don't like to get strings in it when I put it in like chicken salad or tuna salad or something like that. So you just, okay. I think that's about got all those.
You know, a lot of people tend not to use celery as a heavy ingredient in a dish, but if you're putting a lot of different tastes in a dish and strong seasoning, celery can just be used as a filler vegetable.
It's really good.
It also is very nutritious, so
yeah,
it just has no carbs.
And if you've never had celery with peanut butter on it or almond butter, now that's a great snack. Instead of using an apple and almond butter or peanut butter, use, oh shoot, I meant to put it in there. Use celery. Celery is delicious with peanut butter on it. Okay, that was a half a cup of chopped carrots. It was a half cup of onion and a whole cup of celery. And I'm going to just let this cook in this olive oil and butter. And I'm not going to put my green beans in there right now. I'm going to wait till they get almost ready, because green beans I've already chopped them up a little bit because we don't like a bunch of whole green beans. So I took a little chopper and I chopped them up a little bit. But I don't want them to really get turned to mush. So I'm going to cook these probably about 10 minutes. I'm going to turn it down some. I'm going to cook these about 10 minutes, saute these vegetables, and until the carrots get kind of tender, and all the vegetables get kind of tender. And I'm going to put salt. Now, this is just to your taste. I'll taste of it again before I put it in, before I get, while I'm getting my pot pie ready. I'll taste of it to make sure there's plenty of seasoning in it. And I'm going to put garlic, but I'm going to put garlic. Let me get it right here, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful dish with the carrots and the celery and the onions. So this is just roasted garlic powder. Now, anytime I say garlic, you know I mean garlic powder. So I just, the way, you know, just do it the way your family likes it. There's no certain amount that you need to put in there. It's just however y'all like it. And if you don't like garlic, you don't have to put garlic in it. You can put onion powder if you want to. Any seasonings that you want to put in this chicken pot pie is yours. It's your pot pie. So you make it the way your family likes it.
Well, and you've told me a lot of times, taste, 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 and reseason, reseason.
Always.
And you've told me when we're just talking that a lot of times young cooks or inexperienced cooks take a recipe and just try to use that recipe
exactly by the recipe
instead of tasting it and making it their own.
And you can do that, and a lot of cooks do that, and they love doing it that way, and that's fine. But if you want to change it up a little bit, then you take that basic recipe, and that's what I do a lot of times. I'll take a basic recipe, and then I'll change ingredients. I'll add more of this. I'll add more of that. I make it my own. I make it the way I like it. And so, but it's just up to the individual as to how they want to do it.
Well, and once you really learn what each seasoning does to your dish, because you've just tried it and tried it and tried it, so you've learned, you can push the level of taste up in a dish to what you want it to be by adding or leaving out some of the seasoning, and that helps you because you're cooking for your family. How does your family like it? And as you learn as the cook in the house, or one of the cooks in the house at least, you learn to do that. You can specialize your foods to your family.
Okay, it's getting kind of tender, so I'm going to go ahead and add my green beans in.
Now, you told me why you don't want to add your green beans in early.
I did tell you why. It's because they get mushy. If they cook as long as the others, they kind of get mushy in there, and I don't want them mushy. I saw a little string.
Well, part of that's because you stir this dish a lot, right?
Yes.
And so if you put in your green beans early on, you just stir them to pieces.
You do, yep. So I'm going to let this cook now until my carrots, because my celery is tender, my onions are tender, and I'm going to let it cook about 3 or 4 more minutes until my carrots get tender, and then I'll be back with you. See you in a few minutes.
You about got it ready, Grandmama?
Yep. My vegetables are ready. They've been cooking about 10 minutes, and I'm going to put them in this bowl right here. And I'm going to use the same pan to do my mascarpone, my cream cheese. I don't know where I got mascarpone from. That's crazy. Okay. And I'm going to put now I put my 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I put it in here with my chicken stock. So I'm just going to put that right there.
Did you say how much chicken stock that was?
That was a cup. I'm sorry.
No,
You're
I
right.
missed it. I didn't
No,
know.
it was a cup.
Okay.
And I've got some more here. I may have to put a little bit more in there. I'm going to see how thick this is, but I think this is going to be enough. So I'm just letting this cream cheese kind of melt. and this thicken a little bit. Oh, I turned my burner down. I need to turn it back up. It'll take a few minutes to do this. I'm already getting my cream cheese incorporated in it, but I've got to let that cornstarch thicken the mixture. And the reason you see little brown stuff in it, that's from my chicken that I cooked this morning. When you use fresh chicken stock, unless you strain it, you're going to have little pieces of chicken, little other stuff in it. So, you can strain it if you want to, or you can just, we don't care. I mean, we don't care if it's got little pieces of chicken or whatever in it. But it's going to take this a few minutes. And when this gets ready, I'll put my vegetables back in here and get it all incorporated. And then I'm going to put it in this is about 11 by 9. You can use a 10 by 13 if you want to. That's just up to you. So let me get this beginning to thicken. And I may have to put some more stock in it. But that's all right if I do. But you want cream of chicken soup, and you always use cream of chicken soup in your chicken pot pie, or most people do. I'm gonna have to put some more stock in here, so I'm just gonna do it a 1/3 cup at a time because this is fresh. I just made it this morning, so that's 2/3 cup more that I've added because I didn't want it quite that thick. So let's get it as smooth as we can. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my whisk and smooth it out. So I'm going to turn this back down a little bit. It's getting a little bit too hot. Okay. And this is just cream cheese, chicken stock, and cornstarch. Alright, I'm putting another 1/3 cup. So that'll be 2 cups altogether of the chicken stock that I've added. And this was about 6 ounces, 5 1/2, 6 ounces of cream cheese, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Okay, now it's just as smooth as it can be. I'm gonna taste of it to see if it needs any salt or pepper. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper. I'm not gonna put salt because, oh goodness, because the vegetables I salted the vegetables. So now, in here, I'm gonna add my 4 cups of chicken. Now this is some chicken. If y'all watched me do the broccoli chicken casserole the other day, I had some left a couple of days ago and I said I would use it. So I'm using that. Plus I'm using this in the bottom is some that I boiled this morning. And it's in pretty big chunks because when I make chicken pot pie, one got caught in mine. I like to have chunks of chicken in mine. So, alright, now to this, I'm going to add my veggies back in. And goodness, this is a big old pot. This is a big pot of stuff, honey. We're going to have to get somebody to help us eat this.
Well, you put a whole chicken in there.
No, I just put thighs.
Just thighs?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I just meant the amount.
Oh, yeah. It looked like a
lot of chicken.
I had 5 thighs, and it was on the bone. When I'm making chicken broth, I like to do it with the chicken on the bone because that gives it a lot more flavor. Some people just use chicken breast. Some people use the boneless. That's up to them. But we like it. With when I make the stock with the bone in.
Well, I like the thighs. If you're going to put it in some kind of dish like this, or casserole,
yeah.
or soups, the thighs have a little more taste.
Yes, they do.
Than so I like using thighs.
I'm gonna go ahead and put my cream cheese in here. This is gonna be for my topping. I'm gonna put it on soft melt. Even though it's been out all morning, it's easier to get smooth if I put it on soft melt and just get it really warm in my microwave. Okay. Now I've sprayed my container. Let me get this out of the way. I hear it popping, so I'll turn it off. Okay, I've sprayed my container. I'm going to put my mixture. Woo! I don't think I got it big enough. You know what?
You got small bowls for it, haven't you? Cody will love that.
I will make, I'll put some in, another dish and make 2, and I can freeze 1. If, so this makes a full 9 by 13. Okay, now I've got my oven set on 350. And I've got now this is just the whisk that I use for my cream cheese and my chicken stock. So I'm going to use it. But see what that soft melt does? It makes it really soft so you can work with it. Now, to this, I'm going to add 3 eggs. Now this is the same recipe that I use for my keto biscuit, or my waffles, or my pancakes. And Roy and I had pancakes for breakfast, and we ate a little late, so we will not be eating lunch at 12 o'clock. It'll probably be more like 2 today, so. And then we won't eat supper. We never eat supper anyway. We have a big lunch, usually, and then I better put this back over here. I made a mess. And then we just kind of snack. We'll eat, I'll eat an apple with a little peanut butter, or we just kind of snack for supper, because we don't eat 3 big meals a day.
Well, we just ate a leftover fish yesterday for supper, leftover from the fish you baked at lunch.
Okay. And you have to use a whisk. You have to use a whisk for this to get it incorporated, to get your eggs and your cream cheese incorporated really well.
And you have to do it without throwing it on the floor?
Yes, you do.
Is that right?
Yeah. But Roxy will come lick it up.
Grandmama. We didn't need to know that. I'll clean it up.
Well, we'll clean it up, but she'll come get it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Well, it was just a drop.
oh yeah, just a little bit. Now, I have almond flour in here, and you can see right there, I put my baking soda in. It's 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/3 cup of almond flour. And that is the mixture for my keto biscuit, and it's the topping that I'm going to put on here. Okay, let me get this out where you can, where I can work with it. Let me get all this cleaned up. I hate a messy kitchen. Okay. All right. Man, that looks good. I bet mushrooms would have been good in this.
You would. But you got everything but the kitchen sink in it now.
Okay.
It's really healthy.
I'm fixing to put our topping
It's
on
going to
it.
be good. Now this is a keto topping.
Yeah.
And although this is a low carb dish, which we can eat and do eat on the Segway food culture that we follow, but and we'll get into that later. Right now we're just showing you the recipes, a lot of the recipes that you can use and enjoy, and still lose weight if you want to. It depends upon what you add back in. But anyway, in a normal one, on the top, you would have one of the 5 whites that we don't use in the Segway culture. That's once in a while you might get a little in, but no flour. As far as a pure Segway dish, you wouldn't use the whites. Now, there's no absolutes in the Segway food culture, so we just we eliminate as much as we can, but it's not an absolute.
I got my timer set for 30 minutes, and I may have to cook it 35 or 40 minutes, I'll see, but this topping usually cooks in about 20, 25, 30 minutes, so but I will see how it looks after 30 minutes, and then I'll be back with you. See you in a little bit.
All right, Grandmama, time for the fun part.
All righty.
Oh.
It cooked 30 minutes. Look at it, it's still bubbling around the edges. And look at that crust.
That is beautiful.
That's a delicious crust.
That's a keto crust.
Yeah, it's a keto crust. And when I told y'all what was in the topping, I said a teaspoon of baking soda is baking powder. I don't know why I said soda, but it's a teaspoon of baking powder. And this is so hot till we're not going to taste of this one, but this is the leftover vegetables that I have. And so I'm
without the crust.
Without the crust, yeah. I'm going to taste of this because y'all always, before you put your topping on it, taste of it to make sure it's seasoned like you want it, that it's got enough salt, got enough pepper, got enough garlic, whatever seasonings you put in it. Taste of it and make sure, because once you get it, your topping on it, then you can't taste for seasonings. So always taste and make sure it's just exactly like you and your family want it.
Because it's already cooked when you pour it in.
Yeah, see, this is cooked. All I got to do is put a topping on it.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to freeze this, but I'm going to taste of it.
I've already tasted, folks. It is delicious. I mean, it's really good. I'd eat it without the crust. I mean, it's good. That is delicious.
That is really good. And it's seasoned perfectly. So, but you may, you do it according to the way, the seasonings that your family likes, and the way the amount of seasoning that your family likes. So, that's good. And those carrots, they still got a little. Now they cooked in the oven in this, but in this they still got a little bite to them. They're delicious. But I love y'all. Thank you for joining me this morning. And I really want y'all to try this. This is really a very, very good, healthy
reduced carb.
Reduced carb without your cream soups. And so, y'all please try this. Try this. It's really, really good. I think your family will really enjoy it. So, I love y'all, and please subscribe to my channel, share this video, and give me a thumbs up.
So this is another dish we eat in the Segway food culture that you're going to be learning if you watch this channel.